I've seen a lot of young rings in the world of video games, and yeah, I immediately think it sounded way more awful than I meant it to. But it's taken years for From Software to show us an older, aged, wise ring with a big look here at Elden Ring that me, Adam Knox, and Tommy Dasilo and Ben Vanel from Filthy Casuals are having a look at.
Yeah.
Yep, it's Ben Vanel here. My favourite scene in Attack of the Clones is when Anakin kills all the young rings.
Yep. Tommy,
It
what's
doesn't
your
feel
one?
good to say.
Tommy Daslow here, 1/3 of the way through my first cup of coffee for the morning, and absolutely unwilling to participate in any kind of funny banter about the title, Elden Ring. Something about the film with the little girl coming out of the screen at you, but I don't know.
Lord of the
She'd have
Rings.
grey hair.
Yeah,
I get it.
Grey
Yeah,
hair
nice.
all over her face. Yeah.
Maybe that coffee will affect your young... Oh, we're out of time.
Wow, the
think
game
we've
looks
got-
great. I'll see you guys later.
Peggy 16.
15 minutes of gameplay I think we've got here.
Hello, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you for taking the time to join us today.
You're
You're
welcome.
You're
welcome.
most welcome.
We'll show some footage of our new action RPG, Elden Ring.
Yeah.
We hope it helps to convey.
Okay,
all
and
of
that's
this
good that it's
title's
down the
mood
bottom
and
saying that it's
gameplay.
from the PC version.
Right.
Of the
right.
game.
This is not representative of the final game, which is out in February or something?
3 months-ish, yeah.
Elden
Yeah.
Ring is set
Now,
Dude,
Knox,
they
you've said
intend-
you're incredibly excited for this. The video went live last night, and you said you watched 5 minutes of it and then fell asleep. And this is one of your
Yeah.
most anticipated games of all time for
a
you.
place of rest.
But I think it shows that
That's
I
maximum
was...
excitement for Knox.
Yeah, it shows that I was into it enough to stay awake until such a time that my body was forcing me to pass
Feel free
out.
to choose
You were so
the-
excited at seeing that, and then that excitement in that 5 minutes completely overwhelmed and exhausted you, and you depleted all of your resources.
And you can see why from that. So the way he
Oh,
magicked
yeah.
that little horse under him, or it's like a weird ox horse. It looks cool. Stuff like that makes me think this will be the. It looks like from this video, as you'll see, that they're focused on making a very smooth, fast, fun open world rather than the type where like you have to whistle your horse over and then awkwardly climb onto it like in Assassin's Creed or whatever.
Yep. And yeah, passing through that like little carriage before and those I guess enemies that didn't really respond, like maybe they were just part of the world. That looks cool. That's feels very dynamic and very real, very lived in.
Yeah, well, this like dragon here swooping down and attacking what looked like a smaller group of enemies. Those sorts of surprises and like environmental features like that are things that From Software
Emergent gameplay.
the Dark Souls games have done those really well in particular in the past. And
Right.
This is obviously very similar to those games.
In what way?
It's
Just sort of like, I mean, you could blink and you'd miss it, but they use the exact same sound effects for when an enemy gets hit, it seems like.
okay.
Some of the same animations appear to be in this as well.
There's a man stuck down a well, it sounds like. Or in a pot.
Or perhaps.
Or Winnie the Pooh stuck in his little honey jar.
Oh yeah.
That's
or is
the-
it a honey jar that is a man?
The biggest difference between this and the Dark Souls games is the introduction of Winnie the Pooh. It's been kind of controversial.
Yeah.
Well, they've had Tigger in every previous game, so it just makes sense to finally bring the
does.
big dog in.
A lot of the From Software fans from back in the day of Kingsfield wanted Eeyore to return from those games. And of course, in Armored Core, you do get Rabbit. But yeah, Winnie the Pooh is new for Elden Ring.
Yeah, fuck that
Got a
pod.
big club there.
And this is the shit that I love about From Software games. These sort of just weird enough designs to creep you out.
Yeah.
There's
Not
little pots got
fully
arms.
like cartoon, but still kind of
Yeah.
weird and creative.
Yeah.
I'm drinking the coffee as fast as I can, guys. I swear. I'm trying to log on.
Oh wow, that's a hell of a view. That's a beautiful vista.
Yeah, so it showed earlier that when you go to those little save points that are the equivalent of bonfires from the previous games, you'll get sort of a guiding light, kind of like Monster Hunter.
Yes.
In Monster Hunter World, those like,
The map
you
can
know,
prove useful when
fireflies you
exploring the
follow. that will take you to these points of interest, but it does also seem like it's a fairly big world with a genuine go anywhere vibe.
I mean, sort of like Ghost of Tsushima, right? You had the wind, which was pretty subtle, and it's kind of, relatively similar in integration.
Yeah.
Love the look of this map.
Yeah.
Like, just stylistically, I'm really enjoying everything that I've seen so far.
It looks like one of those old, like, fold-out kind of glossy paper maps you'd get with, like, a Deltora Quest box set.
Right. Yep.
Beacons placed on the map.
Guys, we
And
talked
then-
over the narrator giving us the key piece of information that the map can be useful for finding your way around. I just wanted to make sure that the viewers didn't miss that.
Wow.
It's
It's holding gamers' hands much more than any previous From Software game. Wow.
You saw
The
it had
fans will be
like
wild.
the Breath of the Wild thing where you can put a marker down and then it creates this.
Oh,
pool of
yeah.
light.
Yep.
And also, I guess we sort of ignored the horse jetpack jump thing there.
Yep. That was cool.
I'm going to do that a ton.
Yeah, it's a horned horse. That's cool. I love the look of it.
A horse having horns rather than giving me never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna a horned horse. I think they call that a stud.
Yeah. Oh, man, I sure do.
Ooh, some eagles.
So, yeah, I didn't expect the horse to be as agile as it is as well. It really does seem like just a kind of a sprint.
Yeah.
So
True.
this is about where I got up to before I went nine-eye.
Right.
Okay.
I don't believe that this is like Far Cry style tag your enemies and go take out a hideout thing. You've had those kind of telescopes in the previous games just to get a look around, and I think they're kind of using it just for the demonstration here. So
Right. It's more just like moving through a regular level in something like Demon Souls, and this you just happen to have a good view.
yeah, exactly. It's just a wider open area. But I mean, this is certainly.
Ooh. I mean, it's a little Sekiro as well.
Yeah.
Sekiro had that sort of layout to sort of villages and towns where, I mean, yeah, also stealth was the focus.
Yeah, you're right. And that is like, this game really does seem like just a summary of all of their previous stuff, all glumped into each other, and then they've gone, also Breath of the Wild was pretty cool.
Such as when attacking from above.
Yes.
They've talked about the difficulty in the past as well. There's no real way to get a good indication of that from a video like this, but it does appear that they are of the same mindset as they were with the previous games, where they're like, yeah, it'll probably be kind of hard. Which I'm into, but I know does put some people off, and they have explicitly said there's no difficulty settings.
Right. Yeah. Right.
That's my biggest concern about this. I think it looks great, but yeah, I feel like I'm going to be able to get 10 minutes in and just get completely owned. And
Well, then this is for you, Tommy. In more perilous situations, you can summon spirits to aid you in battle.
okay,
Just sort of like an American dude praying before like playing a basketball game.
Yeah.
You go, all right, spirits, help me out.
Now who's this?
Online multiplayer can also be
That's
played
me.
with players from other worlds.
I was,
yeah, I guess so.
invited to be a part of this demo. So yeah, it's got the same sort of multiplayer stuff from the other Souls games and those sorts of ones as well. Which is very cool to be able to do in a big open world.
Look at those trees. I love the colors.
yeah,
Yeah, it's got that sort of
Oh.
Deadly creatures
semi-post-apocalyptic
so we'll
look
use stealth to avoid detection.
that From Software games often kind of have too, you know, that like
Yeah.
sort of poisoned world, ruins,
Yes.
that sort of thing.
yeah. This looks so good.
Yeah.
Crazily as well, like this is the PC version, like they said, but this runs on everything from the original Xbox One up too. Like because it's a cross-generational game or whatever, this will run on almost 10-year-old hardware that was underpowered when it came out. So it should run pretty well on modern PCs as well. It will be the benefit of that.
Yeah. This is giving me flashbacks to the gate keeping horse riding boss in Sekiro that I tried to beat about 47 times and have not been able to beat yet.
Definitely was the is this game for you moment in Sekiro. There's always one of those bosses in every Souls game. Soulsborne, Sekiborn, Soul Road. I do. Oh,
you
look
okay?
At that.
Have you had your coffee yet?
Yeah,
I think
this is
you're
how I am at
malfunctioning.
my peak.
Okay.
I like this sort of what seems to be these like in-world kind of mini bosses that will just show up in the field, like the dragon we saw and like that horse guy, that aren't sort of set piecey big end of temple bosses, which are also apparently in this game too, the more traditional type of bosses.
Yep. Your Tower Knights.
Yeah, more traditional conservative bosses. Bosses with family values. You see, like
they
that.
just want to preserve the American way in Dark Souls.
Like with that double door push, that's conservative of this series of games where every single character in every one of these games has always pushed doors open like that. And like, I'm not sure how you're meant to open a door in any other way, but it just
Kick it open.
They are very much doing the same thing they've been doing for years, which I am into. But I don't think the restructuring of this to be open world will be inviting necessarily for new people, you know? Like, look at this. This is Soul shit.
Yeah.
Those long fingers, that's Wolverine shit.
Oh.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
He doesn't have long
And
fingers.
a little dab.
That's Wolverine's power. He's got long fingers. The tickler, they call him.
Have you been able to dab in previous From Software games?
Kind of, yeah. There's been some emotes like that probably look close enough to a dab that people were using it for that. I don't know if dabbing ever really hit the Souls community.
What about flossing?
Okay. Yeah, was flossing in there?
Less so even than dabbing, I would say. A lot of more slow, deliberate movements. So maybe like that mannequin challenge would have been easier to do in Dark Souls if you wanted to do a viral video.
I wonder what dance this person's going to do.
They're flossing under that cloak.
From beyond the fog,
Ooh.
I am Melina.
Have you heard of the Macarena?
I come from a time long past.
Oh, she's about to do it. No. Okay. The arms were coming out.
The Ketchup Girls. What were they called?
Yep. The Ketchup
The
Girls.
Saucy Girls, the Ketchup song, whatever it was.
I
That was
offer
it.
you an accord.
Yep. People
A Honda
speaking in
E.
A
British
Honda Accord?
accents.
You can drive
Oh,
a Honda
okay.
Accord in this game?
Yeah, that's your upgrade from your
We've
horse.
reached Stormvale Castle, a large-scale dungeon which connects seamlessly
Wow.
with the surrounding Limgrave region.
And then, this is where you'd have a giant boss.
Giant boss.
Heading
all
into
that stuff.
heading into the mother-in-law's house.
All right.
Coffee depleted.
Yeah, having the mix of like keeping the big labyrinths and stuff, like that was a problem even with Breath of the Wild, is that it didn't have those large scale dungeons in the same way.
Yeah.
And you felt them missing from the game, and so having that sort of thing in here.
Yeah, the locations were, I mean, the environment, nature stuff was all great, but the actual kind of like locations and towns were a little lacking.
Yeah. It's cool that judging
there
from
weren't
the
many.
hair as well, this main character is an audio engineer. It's an underrepresented.
I mean, up until they were like 47, they were a roadie.
yeah.
You know, they're
Fem-
taking a desk job now.
Fair maiden, I bring delivery of the sound baffling you requested.
Hello, traveler. We need one of those big 3.5 millimeter jacks that goes into one of the smaller regular headphone jacks. If you can find
Yeah, I always talk a bit louder than I should talk because I had headphones on all day and I used to work for Metallica, you know? Totally blew out my hearing, but I'm really friendly.
Dragon stole me USB with the lights on it.
The main route seems risky, so we'll try entering through a back way.
Yeah.
Hey, brother, from what I've experienced, the back way is a little bit risky too.
Ah, yes. Oh,
Okay.
yes.
I'm
This
on my
video's-
second coffee.
This video is going to go so well for us. I can just tell.
Yeah, this is the one that goes viral. God, this is very very Demon Souls.
Yeah.
Which I reckon I'm gonna give another crack. I couldn't get the Tower Knight, but I got up to him about 10 times, so I probably just need to persevere.
There's a moment with these games that, or in my experience, where they click. And then it is just like an unraveling. It's a snowball effect from there, where you don't
Care
get
we
that
take when
same
moving through dungeons,
big,
as visibility and terrain differ from in the
very
open.
walled off
We hope
boss or
players
whatever. You know
enjoy
what I
getting a
mean? Like
feel for
when
the
Yeah.
you,
types of areas,
when whatever it
coming up
is
with
just
suitable
latches over, it's
strategies.
like riding a bike where suddenly your dad's a kilometer behind you. And you didn't
Right.
even know he wasn't holding on for a full kilometer. It's way too far, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's probably really worried.
Yeah. He accidentally pushed his boy off a cliff. It was a kilometer down.
Oh, and the doctor was the mother.
The water was because it's an ice block that melted. And that's how they hung themselves, by waiting for ice to melt.
Yeah, although it only has to melt to the point where you can't stand on it anymore. You don't have to wait for the whole thing.
I guess so. Yeah, you get to enjoy watching. Anyway, this aspect of it with there's no grappling hook like in Sekiro, which
Yeah.
that was a very
Yeah.
cool part of that. But it's just such a cool evolution to me of the Souls kind of formula.
Nice to meet you. The pleasure's mine. Roger is the name.
Roger.
Roger.
Roger Rabbit.
It was originally Roger. Definitely.
Here in the castle. When I'm not hot-footing.
Looks like the sorting hat.
But enough about me.
He's mid-sort.
What are you doing here in Stormvale Castle? This place
Yeah.
is
Having like medium level actors playing these type of British weirdos.
Yep.
It's great.
a place I'd stroll into without a purpose in mind.
I'm a LARPer.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, you're
Cop
parrying, you're stabbing back after a parry. There's your whatever they call Estus flasks in this one. God, I want to fucking play it so much. I wonder what because part of the thing with the Souls games is that you can try lots of different types of
In this
character
next boss
build
fight, we
and
challenge one
replay
of
the
the
game
Demigords.
in lots of different
Yep.
Ruler of
ways.
Stormvale,
Putting
Roderick the Golden.
that type of thing onto an open world, I wonder how much they allow for that type of very different character build now versus whether it's easier for them to have made one character who goes to many
Right.
different weird situations. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it has sort of a relatively set progression and yeah.
Because they're
skills and
very
stuff.
much showing this character in all of the promotion, and like there's a big ultra collector's edition whatever that has like a life-size replica of the helmet and stuff like that. So it doesn't appear on face value to be as much about character customization as the Dark Souls games were, at least.
Are you going to get the helmet, Nox?
I think it's already sold out,
Oh.
so that's not a no.
If I could track one down, if I paid you $1,000, would you wear the helmet everywhere for a week out in public? And I get to dictate where you're going and what you're doing. You can't just not leave the house.
I mean, I'd do that.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, but also I'm picturing myself getting fined a lot more than that for wearing it in like somewhere where it comes across as a threat.
I'm just picturing you
Yeah.
doing like stand-up gigs with this big medieval
Oh, okay,
helmet
yeah,
on.
that's good. No, that's
See,
funny.
that'd be fine. I could just do
Yeah.
some stuff about like hard being a knight these days or whatever.
Just talk
See?
about the deal.
Yeah.
Like that's, you just break the tension with that.
That would have
And
to
then
be
you've
part
got-
of the rule, though, is I wouldn't be able to tell people that it was for a deal, for a bet.
Yeah.
Right, you can't
Yeah.
address it. Yeah.
You got your big boss with a bunch of arms still. This is great.
This is awesome.
His arms are dragging. What more do you want? What do you want from
Wow.
a game?
From
There was
software.
another game. There was another game with a boss with a bunch of arms that I played recently. There were so many arms.
Skyward Sword?
No, I didn't play that.
Mario? Bowser's got 2 of them.
Oh, actually, it was a short film I watched.
Caterpillar Fighter? Oh.
This was just a brief introduction to
Look at that.
Elden Ring's
You got all the Dark Souls stuff and now it's
Yeah.
open world. It was always the thing that Elden Ring said its premise
There's
was,
not
but
long to go now
god
before
damn, it's a
release.
hell of a premise if you're the
In the
type of
meantime,
person who's
we
into it.
greatly appreciate your
Yeah, it looks
continued
fucking great. Like, it really looks to have nailed the premise and like you said, Nox, brought along all of the stuff that the From Software games have made their sort of trademarks and the stuff that people love who are big fans of them. So,
And
yeah,
then
this looks sick.
mixing that stuff with sort of modern game design outside of From's very specific way of doing it, going like, okay, maybe an open world in the style of Breath of the Wild could be cool, or maybe, so I could not be more pumped for this game personally.
To be born.
Yeah, this was a great preview. They really nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just enough to make you want to see everything that's in there, right? But like,
Yeah.
I still feel
Yeah.
like it's mysterious and all of that.
Clearly
So,
satisfying
yeah.
to people like you who are pretty in on the formula, and for people like me and Ben who are a bit more casual with it, still very appealing. Still enough in there to be like, I'd go in on this.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Well, the 25th
Okay.
of February is when you can go in, as it just said then. And if you wait, there it is.
Yes.
There it is.
Yes.
It's a nice looking helmet.
Wow.
Coming soon to Adam Knox's cranium, the official helmet replica.
I think
Yeah,
it's
let's,
costs like $400 or something. I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
care. I'm bankrolling this. I'm bankrolling this.
If you want to be a patron who subscribes for $400 specifically for that and says, as part of this, you have to wear it for a week.
I'm
Well,
finding
Filthy
out.
Casuals.
I'm putting together a week where it's going to be most inconvenient for Knox to be wearing it.
Filthycasuals.com.au is where you can go to get our podcast and stuff like that. Because if I do end up
Yep.
wearing that helmet, that's where we'll talk about it, I guess.
Totally. And hey, if you like this video, watch the one that's recommended to you on the screen right now.